begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angels and Astrology, the March session, where we welcome Aries season and Archangel Ariel. I am Jacqueline Kuhn with JacquelineKuhn.com, powered by angels. I am joined live with a few folks, and welcome to all of you who are viewing this on the video replay. A little background about archangels for those of you who aren't familiar and are watching for the first time. There are 15 archangels. 3 of them, Michael, Raphael, and Haniel, are the overseers of all archangels and guardian angels. All of the others are actually tied to a zodiac sign, and the gifts they possess, their purpose and function are very much aligned to the energy of that sign. And so knowing who they are and what your chart is and how to work with them will really help you, particularly in times like we are approaching with a lunar eclipse, Mercury retrograde, and a solar eclipse looming on the horizon. So understanding how the archangel energy fits in, how they can help you, is really what this is all about. We also are going to talk about some angel numbers, and I want to give a little primer about angel numbers to you all. Unlike numerology, we do not add up numbers. So if you see angel number 222, it is not a 6. It is literally 222. The numbers that you see are very literal. So today is angel number 321. I mean, we could do 3212024, but that's an awful lot. But it's 321, which is made up of 3, which is harmony, 2, trust, and 1, create. So today, the angel energy is about harmony in your life, trusting relationships, creating balance, right? Harmony and trust and creation of balance and that harmony. Every 2 or 3 days, posted a blog on the website as well as to the Facebook page, information about the angel number for that day. The way I'm doing it is every year, the numbers in the month will differ. So over the course of 2 years, you'll actually see every angel number if you're following every couple of days or so. So watch for that. But today is all about harmony, trust, and create. So where do you need more boundaries? Where have you created a situation where you are disproportionate, right, to the balance of energy? Are you giving more than you are receiving? Are you receiving more than you're giving? Right? Are you in a relationship where it's all one way, the other way? Today is a day for looking at that. And the angel energy is particularly good for kind of assessing what you need to do. So every day is a different angel number, and the energy of the combination of those numbers is important to understand. So March is angel number 3, and 3rd month of the year. 3 is a triune, trinity, right? Mind, body, and soul in this case. And it's all about harmony of the mind and body and soul. It's about keeping all 3 areas of your life in balance and making sure that you don't, one doesn't suffer for the other. What was interesting is the first part of the month, up until today, was under the Archangel Sandalphon in Pisces. That energy was very different. That's connecting spiritually, right? Connecting with the divine, understanding who you are and how that impacts your mind and body, right? Very soul-centered and how it impacts your mind and body. As we move into Aries energy and Archangel Ariel, the next 13 days of March and then into April are going to feel very different, and they may already feel different to you today, because Archangel Ariel is really Mother Earth for the most part. I mean, that's kind of, if you break her down elementally, she is Mother Earth. Her name is actually the lion or lioness, depending on how you translate it, of God. She is the keeper and protector and the carer of all things on the earth, people, animals, plants, air, water, right? She is nurturing, she is protecting, she is truly that feminine Mother Earth energy. So if you are beginning to feel like you are doing some nesting, or you're feeling like you need to take care of others, or you're going out of your way to beautify your home, right? This is also the time, depending on where you live, it may be too early for those of us up a little north, but you may start rekindling your garden right now, right? All of those things of the earth and taking care of the earth, that's really Archangel Ariel. And Aries is a very fiery energy. Aries is an energy of action, an energy of, you know, making swift decisions. And so what Archangel Ariel is here for is helping us temper that and remember that everything we affect affects the people around us. She's about, hey, you know, let's not forget the impact of what you're doing on the people you live with and on the earth in general. And so working with Archangel Ariel, and especially if you're an Aries, you know, she is probably going to present herself to you when you are not doing what you should do. For example, let's say the laundry is piling up. You may start getting nudges from Archangel Ariel in very simple things. Obviously, her color is pink. So you may start seeing pink things, or you may start getting messages like you start tripping over something to call your attention to what needs attention. So she's all about paying attention to the things of this earth. And so some ways that you can talk with Archangel Ariel and work with her is really thanking her for watching over your pets, because she does watch over animals. And so if you have sick pets, if you have older pets, or if you're struggling with a puppy, a lot of people get puppies in the spring. Great time to get puppies. She can help you train that puppy, be patient with that puppy, and all of those things. Also, really providing for the resources of this earth. So the other way you can work with Archangel Ariel is, thank you for your help in providing me and my family the resources we need. She will help bring to bear the earthly resources, food, water, clothing, the necessities of life. She will help make sure you have enough, that you are abundant in those resources. So if you're struggling, if you kind of need to get your paycheck stretched, if you know, have to economize in some areas, ask her for help in providing your family with those resources. She is there to do that. Does anyone live have a question about Archangel Ariel? You can comment in the chat, unmute before I move on. So today starts her season and it will continue until mid-April, but it actually, with the eclipse, continues actually all the way through the month of April. And we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. We're going to have some really wacky energy the next 6 weeks. Okay. At any point, if you have a question, you raise something in chat or unmute and ask a question, feel free to do so. All right. So we are going to cover 3 specific astrological events and the archangels who will go along with them, who can help you through them. The first will be on the 22nd of this month, which is tomorrow, when Mars enters Pisces. Then on Monday, the 25th, the Libra full moon lunar eclipse. And then on April 1st, when Mercury goes retrograde. These are all 3 key astrological events that are coming up. And more on Mercury retrograde, just a little sneak peek of the end, more on Mercury retrograde will happen in April when we go deeper into retrograde with a special event in April. So tomorrow, Mars enters Pisces. This is an interesting dichotomy of action and drive of Mars, right? Mars is all about moving forward and getting things done and taking action. And, you know, he was the god of war, right, in mythology. And Pisces is this gentle fish that flows easily around and through the water and around obstacles, right? Very gentle, very intuitive, just kind of takes its time and knows where to go. And so this action and drive and this gentleness is actually going to switch the energy from one of the material to more spiritual. So while we are in Aries with Archangel Ariel, who is all about the earth, the energy is going to be shifting to one of more spiritual pursuits. So you may find that the earthly and the spiritual may be in conflict. You may not find time to do some of your spiritual things that you're doing now because the earthly energy of Aries is going to be saying, no, no, you have to get this done. You can't go meditate, right? So you're going to may find yourself in conflict. But what really happens from an interpersonal relationship is we enter a time where we kind of become a bit passive aggressive. We avoid confrontation. We're going to avoid the negativity right now. We're going to take the high road, as it says. And because of the unpredictability of, because Pisces kind of flows, ebbs and flows, things are going to get unpredictable. The people around you, yourselves, family, things will be very unpredictable. And you're going to find that for yourself and others, it's really going to be hard to align on one way of doing things. It's like when you think you've got it figured out, something else is going to happen and you're going to go, oh, okay. But instead of attacking that idea and instead of like trying to create conflict during this Mars enter Pisces time, our tendency is to go inward, a little more spiritual, and say, yeah, I'm not going to tackle it at this time. This is really dangerous when we talk about the Mercury retrograde, which is also happening in this period of time. So just kind of remember that. The other part about this energy is from a romantic relationship perspective, Mars in Pisces is the energy of the giver, where we tend to give more to our partners than we normally do because that passive aggressiveness, right? Yeah, let's not get into the argument. I'll give in to you. And so it's likened to the 10 of water is really why the card is there. It's really about you become content in your personal relationships because they seem to be working. The happily ever after vibe is sort of the, yeah, hey, you know, this is a wonderful relationship until it's not, because it's almost a false sense of cooperation. It's this mask of cooperation coming because these two planets are coming together. So it's not to say that people aren't genuine or that the relationship isn't genuine. Your romantic relationships may be better than they normally are. And so it may lead you to think they're actually in a different place than they are. So be kind of cautious and alert during the next 6 weeks to make sure that as you're weighing relationships, that you're looking at it based on the whole of the relationship, not just necessarily the last 2 to 3 weeks. Because if you focus just on the last 2 to 3 weeks, you're going to get this kind of romantic notion that, oh yeah, the person really has changed or they're really doing things. You need to remember that everyone is trying to avoid conflict right now because the planet of conflict, Mars, is meeting Pisces, the gentle, I want to be nice to everybody. I want to like navigate around the choppy waters, basically. So just be careful with how you are viewing your relationships, and make sure that you're looking at it from a big picture approach, not just the last couple of weeks. As I have told another client who is struggling with a romantic relationship, don't make any decisions to go, to stay, based on the next couple of weeks. Just, you know, if these next couple of weeks are are really when you are making a decision, don't look at only these next couple of weeks. Look at a pattern of behavior over the past 4, 6, 8, 12 months. Any questions about Mars entering Pisces? All right. So the next big thing, which is Monday, so that's tomorrow. You'll see some of it coming in, you know, in the next couple of hours. You're going to start seeing that emotion change. But then on Monday, we have a Libra full moon lunar eclipse. A couple of really important things to know about this. On October 14th of last year, we had a ring of fire eclipse. Whatever may have started on or about that day, a relationship, a situation, a job, could actually come to an end now, because we are closing a cycle. This full moon lunar eclipse in Libra is closing the cycle from whatever started on the ring of fire eclipse. So you may want to take a moment and take a step back and see, hey, what happened October 14th-ish, and around that time, and really understand if things aren't going well, that hey, it's met its cycle. Its cycle is actually over. So please keep that in mind and kind of look out for that, because that's one big thing that's going to happen with this full moon lunar eclipse. This eclipse is also in Libra. Libra is the sign of balance and harmony and you know, keeping everybody happy, being fair, being just. Interesting that this lunar eclipse in Libra, with the energy of fairness and harmony and you know, and trust, is also happening at the same time of Mars and Pisces, where you also have the energy of not being too confrontational. So a lot of I don't want to rock the boat energy happening, one on top of another. The other thing about the lunar eclipse in Libra is, with any lunar eclipse, truths are going to be revealed. The moon is our emotional compass. Literally the moon governs the body's emotional compass. And whenever the moon is eclipsing the sun and the earth, like this will do, it's casting a shadow on on the earth and basically in the sun. But it's casting a shadow, and that shadow will actually, when it lifts, reveal hidden truths. So the result of this lunar eclipse is more truths are going to be coming to the surface. Some of you are going to feel, oh my God, I can't believe this is what has been happening, whether it's personally or professionally or geopolitically. Some of you are going to say, thank God, finally, I knew it. I knew I was right. But know that this lunar eclipse on the 25th is going to be another one of those aha moments that you are going to have personally, the world is going to have in general. When the moon all of a sudden sort of casts the shadow and then reveals what has been hidden. The other thing that a lunar eclipse in Libra is a cleanser. Like Archangel Jophiel cleanses our thoughts, our spirits, helps us go from dark to light, from happy to sad. She's the cleansing energy. She's the archangel for helping us beautify our soul, our thoughts, our world. And this same energy is actually going to be happening, but really with things that we have been upset about, really with our heart, with our emotions. And you're really going to feel coming out of this eclipse the encouragement, the energy, the belief that you can get out of old habits and start anew, that you can forgive those who you've discovered have not been truthful to you or who have lied to you, right? When these things are being, when the eclipse is revealing the truths, with the Libra energy and with the help of Archangel Jophiel, you'll be able to get through these revelations in a more positive way because of the beautifying energy of Libra. So other things, other ways this could manifest itself is you may find yourself wanting to, like, you know, empty the house out, clean a closet, clean a drawer, right? Literally clean things around you. Or some of you may actually find it's time to clean toxic people. The hidden truth revealed, you're like, yeah, this person really has stabbed me in the back, or they're very negative, they never have anything positive to say. It's time for me to distance myself from this person, right? So it's all of this cleansing energy that will put your personal emotional rest. You have been in the purge modes lately, Lisa? Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're coming on the shadow period of this lunar eclipse, and that's really what that energy is all about. Purifying and beautifying. And I kind of took there's all bunch of scribbles because I got some notes that just came flowing in before our session. The other thing is, you know, while this Mars in Pisces energy is going to make you feel maybe like, oh, you know, this relationship could work. Then on Monday, you're going to get this, oh my God, no, this person is toxic for me. I need to let them go. And this is going to be conflicting. You're going to have this conflicting, do I, you know, as I say, do I stay or do I go? There was a song in the 80s, I don't remember who did it, but should I stay or should I go, right? This is going to be the kind of energy because of the Mars in Pisces and this Libra full moon. So that's kind of also another reason to literally look at what has been going on longer than the last couple of weeks, 3 or 4 days, and be comfortable in releasing what your intuition is telling you to release. This is a soul cleansing experience. And so trust it, honor it, follow it, and you'll make the right decisions when you go through it. But I do encourage all of you to go back to your calendars or date books to October 14th. What was going on? Did you start anything? And if you look at what's going on in your life now, are you ready to end it? If you are, don't feel sad or bad. That is actually the natural cycle of things that started under the Ring of Fire eclipse. So trust that process. All right. Yeah, and I've had a purging kind of a feeling as well. I just cleaned out my car last weekend. Yay! The trunk of my car got all nice and cleaned. So honor those cleaning moments, truthfully. You won't be throwing out anything you need, I guarantee you. All right. In a week and 3 days, 1, 2, 3, 4 days, in a week and 4 days, 11 days, Mercury goes retrograde. A week from now, we'll be in a heavy shadow period. Mercury is going retrograde in Aries, and this is going to be a very, very long retrograde. It is going to remain there till April 25th. We are going to have 25 full days of retrograde plus the shadow period. So you're basically looking at almost 30 days of Mercury retrograde. Do not fear. It's nothing to go, oh my God, the sky is falling, the world's going to fall apart. Mercury is all about communication. And this is where Archangel Gabriel and understanding how to work with Archangel Gabriel will become extremely important for you. This is a long time period to go with a retrograde. Because it's in Aries, and Aries is a sign of action and doing and decision and getting things done, it's going to really stimulate some energy of impatience and impulsiveness, right? Kind of the negative aspect of moving fast, right? People may completely misunderstand communications at this time, and they may become heated and arguments may pursue because people are misinterpreting what other people are saying. Because of this particular retrograde, contracts in any retrograde you need to be cautious about signing any new contracts in any retrograde. In this one, it's particularly true with regard to financials and financial well-being. This is not the time to start any new financial venture. This is not the time to sign a big new contract or a partnership unless you've read the fine print, really done your research, understand what's going on. Because with any retrograde, you really want to remember the 4 R's: review, reflect, reconnect, refrain. And refrain right now is a really big one. Think before you act, listen, look before you leap. What are some of those other, sayings that we learned when we were younger, right? Really be cautious. Now, Archangel Gabriel is the archangel for communication, right? He has his golden trumpet. He shouts out the trumpet to the Lord. He can absolutely help you phrase an email, have a conversation, write something down. So you really can, call on Archangel Gabriel throughout the month of April, even though Aries is not his sign, right? And this is not his natural time to be interacted with the zodiac, but his role in communication will be really important multiple times this year, because this is the first of 3 big Mercury retrogrades this year. So his role is going to be really important. Things like, Archangel Gabriel, please be with me. I'm upset, I'm angry, I want to make sure I say my words carefully and purposefully. Don't send that email before you actually read it 3 or 4 times, or maybe even say, hey, Archangel Gabriel, give me a sign that what I am writing here is right. And then on the flip side, if you read something or if someone's saying something to you, you're kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? You may ask the help from Archangel Gabriel to help you see it for what it really is and maybe not be as reactive. But you're going to start seeing some of the effects of it in probably the next couple of days, as early as Tuesday and Wednesday, because the shadow period will begin. But this is going to be a big one. And be cautious with financials. Do not be impatient or impulsive, and call on Archangel Gabriel when you believe you are not being understood, you want to communicate more clearly, or you want help in understanding. As a side note, for those of you who are parents, he is also the archangel for helping parent children, because he was the archangel who told the Virgin Mary that she was gonna, be having a child, or that she was chosen to have the child. So he is also the archangel for parenting. So again, in this whole communication realm, if your kids are being impulsive, or if you are being frustrated by them, you can call on him to help you with them as well. Any questions about the beginning of this Mercury retrograde? And on April 5th, I'm going to have another live event that we're going to go a little deeper into Mercury retrograde, and how we can then harness the energy that will be coming up later in the month, and a couple other events in April. So we will be revisiting this and give you more tips and journal prompts and whatnot on an April 5th event as well, because this is big. I want to help y'all through this. Any questions? Any comments? All right. So I did some channeled messages before we came on tonight, and I got the 8 of Earth and Water, the 9 of Fire, the 10 of Fire, and the 2 of Air. And really what I was I guess trying to be told to tell you, I think that's the best way to say that, is 8 of Earth, you really need to educate yourself. You need to make sure that you learn more about the facts of anything at this point in time, so that you can make an educated decision. Make sure you have all the facts, check multiple sources. Don't make decisions based on what other people just tell you to do. We are entering a very heightened news cycle. Things are completely and totally chaotic in the news world, in the online media. Do yourself a favor, either shut a bunch of it down, or make sure you are not only looking at one or two sources, because this is a time to be educated. This is not a time to be ignorant. And that's the 8 of Earth. Educate yourself. The 9 of Fire, this is also not the time to give up. In this energy of Mars and Pisces, and this wanting to be in harmony, people may be, approaching you with things you've worked for, and asking you for something for them, or wanting you to give up on something you've started that you've worked hard for, because it's getting in the way of whatever. This is not the time to give up. This is not the time to throw in the towel. If things get tough because a retrograde is starting, it's not the time to quit. It's the time to take a step back, reevaluate, and take a look at what you need to do. So now is not the time to give up. The 9 of Fire. There may be obstacles. You may have people who are saying, hey, by doing X, Y, or Z, you're not spending enough time with me, or you're not doing this. Can you give up, that meeting on Tuesday nights, or whatever it is? But if it's important to you, and if you've worked hard for something or to develop something, do not give it up. Address problems head on, the 2 of Air, particularly as we are entering a Mercury retrograde. Avoiding a problem and putting your head in the sand and thinking like it will just go away is not the thing to do. Communication is going to be hard enough when the retrograde hits. Anything where you have miscommunication on in your personal life, in your work life, tackle it in the next 5 days. Like, make sure that anything that has not been resolved that needs to be communicated is done in the next 5 days. Don't ignore it. Don't think it will go away, because it won't. It'll only get better. Now is the time. We're in angel number 3. We're in harmony mode. Seek resolution, right? We want harmony. We want to seek resolution. So really address it head on in a loving, caring way, you know, certainly in a polite, respectful way, not in a bullying way. The 8 of Water, continue your spiritual growth. Believe in your own intuition, learn how to use your own intuition as your compass. All of us were given a conscience. That's a part of divine law, right? Our soul is our conscience. We know what is right and wrong. We know what is good for us. Learn, sit in meditation, in prayer, to learn how to trust that so you can make the best decisions for yourself. Now is the time to, you know, continue to make sure that even though we're in Archangel Ariel energy of this earth, yes, we need to be respectful of the earth we live on, but we also need to make sure we don't stop our own spiritual growth and put it off on the shelf for a month, right? Continue to do what you're doing, if your meditation, your prayer, whatever it is that you do to feed your soul, please continue to do so. You may find that you're getting really busy, there's a lot going on, and you're not prioritizing it, and that will come back to bite you later on in the year. And then the last thing, the 10 of Fire, it is okay to ask for help. The 10 of Fire is all about, hey, when there's a lot going on, you don't have to do it all yourself. Learn the art of delegation. Learn how to have others help you in a mutual energy exchange. For example, you may not be able to pay somebody to do a service for you, but can you give them something else in return? Can you give them a reference for doing some work for you so that they may be able to get paid some other time? Or is there someone you work with who hasn't done a task, and by having them do it, they can learn how to do it and take something off your plate? Are you doing too much of the chores at home? Can you delegate some of your home chores to others, right? It's okay to ask for help. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in our lives. More to come. I mean, we're going to, again, the energy in April is going to be really hot and heavy and hard. So you will want to learn how to ask for help and delegate so things don't fall apart or fall through the cracks. And last but certainly not least, try not to be judgmental. While I didn't pull a card, I was writing in writing my notes, it just kind of said, you know, don't judge. People are being very, very judgmental of others right now. Judgmental energy is negative energy. When you judge others, the judgment is going to come back on you. So take a look at where you may be too judgmental, or judging others, or relating to others based on your judgment of them, and how can you heal that? Judging others in a retrograde particularly is going to make communication even harder, because you're going to be assuming things. It's going to be harder to communicate. So really try to look at where you are being judgmental of others and see what you can do to kind of put a lid on that, for everyone's sake. It's just not a spiritual way to live. So be mindful of that. Any questions on the channeled messages before we talk about journal prompts for this season? All right. So as we open up Archangel Ariel season, which will go through, which will actually end up going through the month of April because of the retrograde being in Aries. So this is going to be a long, long season. Some of the things to do to keep your balance, to keep your spirituality, to keep you on the right track. Ask yourself, how can I make the most of the resources I have and eliminate unnecessary waste? Earthly energy. What do I have? How can I make the most of it? Like, what am I wasting? What do I buy that I don't ever use? Do I buy too much and then throw things away, right? How do I make the most of what I have? Um, who or what in my home have I not given the attention it deserves? This is a nesting period as well, right? This is Mother Nature. This is mothering, nesting, and nurturing. Who or what in the house, in your home, needs your attention? Whether it be a home improvement or a person who you've been putting off or you haven't made enough time for lately. Take a walk outside, sit by a tree, be in nature, and literally kind of take a moment or two and listen. Listen to the sounds of nature. Are they sending any messages to you? Are you feeling anything specifically? Right? What are the cues that nature is giving you? Um, and try to get in tune with nature. Remaining grounded is essential to leading a balanced life, and this exercise will help in that. And then animals are a big part of Archangel Ariel. She is the keeper and the caretaker of animals. And so as you start reflecting, have you come in contacted with any animals? Who are they? What are they? What qualities have you noticed about them? And may they be a messenger from Archangel Ariel? Is there anything special? Like, did you see something recently that you haven't seen in years or months, and all of a sudden the animal pops up? Maybe sit and say, hey, is that a message for me from Archangel Ariel or the universe, or someone on your spirit team, or someone beyond in the other world, right? So connect with nature, watch nature, pay attention to it, to remain grounded in the energy of Archangel Ariel season. And when we are grounded, reacting, a Mars in Pisces, a Mercury retrograde, a full lunar eclipse, all of these things are so much easier to manage through when we remain grounded into the earth in which we live. All right. I alluded to it earlier. On Friday, April 5th at 7:30, I'm having another live event. I normally don't do two these close in succession, but I'm gonna talk about the total solar eclipse that's happening on the 8th. Big energy happening there. Venus is entering Aries. Venus is going to join Mars. Well, Mars is in Pisces. Venus is entering Aries. The retrograde is in Aries. We're going to have high Aries energy. We're going to talk about that. I'll have some more channeled messages, and I'll have more tips about managing through the Mercury retrograde, and or send me your questions about managing through the Mercury retrograde or any of these other things, and I will answer them through this event on Friday, April 5th. So mark your calendar. Registrations and a Zoom link will be out shortly. It's just not out yet. I wanted to have this event first. A lot going on in April. For those of you who are watching the video recording, thank you. Like the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you don't already. Don't forget to join our Facebook group or Facebook page if you haven't. It's going to be more and more essential as the year, unfolds, to understand your astrology and how the archangels help in your astrology. There are now some testimonials on my website from folks who have gone through both a guardian angel and an angel in astrology reading, kind of get another sense, but think about booking that. On Sunday, if you or anyone you know is local to the Rockford, Illinois area, I'll have a booth at the Holistic Health Fair. I will have information. I will be doing readings, a way to connect personally. And some of you may have been getting invitations to some summits that I've been a part of. The Dye Channelers Summit is concluding, I believe, early next week. The next one, which is Nikki Hugh, Ignite Your Heart, that's starting in the next couple of weeks. So look for invitation to that. Nikki has a little different a little different style than Dye, and she's got some different speakers talking about different ways to open your heart. So look for that free summit. As always, the summits are free to get the general content, but of course, the person who puts on the summit has a paid option if you want additional content or a longer access to it, but there's always a free option. So yeah, so that's the housekeeping. Thank you to those who are watching the video. I am now going to stop the recording because if you are attending live, you get a free Archangel Oracle card pull. That's hard for me to say. A free Archangel Oracle card pull. So I will wish those of you who are watching the video a very blessed day. Take care. Hope to have you live soon on one of these events.